So the whole world is aghast because the Maroon 5 guy, whatever his name is, I can't remember his name, he allegedly cheated on his wife. I just want to speak to that because there seems to be this kind of narrative going around about, oh, she's a model, she's a supermodel, she's a Victoria's Secret model, she's amazing, she's beautiful. Why would he cheat on someone like that? And I think this shows that as a people, humans, we're still kind of consumed with this idea that the way we look is that important, that it would stop a man from cheating, that if you're beautiful, your man shouldn't cheat on you. But that shows a lack of understanding as to why humans behave the way they do and as to why men cheat. The truth of the matter is that you can have the best looking wife. You can have someone that is the kindest, most caring, most supportive wife. You can have someone that does everything for you, that tolerates a lot of things, etc., etc. And the man, her husband or partner, might still cheat on her. So it's really got nothing to do with that. And I think for women, it's important that we understand this so that when we are cheated on, when we suffer infidelity, we don't somehow blame ourselves. We don't somehow feel like there's something that we have done that has contributed to, or the way we are, or something that we're doing has contributed to someone cheating. Because at the end of the day, if you're in a committed monogamous relationship and both of you are in agreement to that, then there is no reason to cheat without, first of all, having a conversation if there's a problem. If you decide you cannot be together, then everybody goes a separate way. Then you can go off with someone else. But if you're in a committed relationship, no matter what is going on in that relationship, there's no reason why you should cheat on someone. Because when you cheat on someone, what you're basically saying is that they don't matter, that their feelings don't matter, how it's going to affect them doesn't matter. And I know a lot of men cheat and they don't think they're going to get found out. But the fact that you are willing to take that risk already means that, to an extent, you have neglected the feelings, the emotions, the respect that you should have for your partner. And it's very important for women to hear this, because when you're cheated on, there's so much self-blaming that happens. And if you've ever experienced this, you know what I'm talking about. I know that for me, there was a lot of self-blame. There was a lot of thinking about what could I have done differently? What did I do? And there's even external people kind of pointing the finger at you. Not that that matters, but that's how ridiculous the world is. That a man cheats, but it's the woman that's somehow at fault. Maybe you didn't cook for him. Maybe you weren't taking care of his needs. Maybe you weren't sleeping with him often enough. Maybe. But as I said, there is no excuse for cheating. If a relationship isn't working out, you need to sit with the person and have that conversation. Deciding to go and sleep with someone else is not going to fix that relationship. If anything, it's going to make it worse. So I think men need to take a lot more responsibility, because I see that a lot of men have excuses for why they cheat. It's not my fault. She's cold. She doesn't love me. All sorts of things. If that is the case, then have a conversation with your other person, your partner, and exit the relationship. If you believe someone doesn't love you, why are you staying in the relationship? And people sometimes say they're staying because of the children, but hear this. Exposing a child to a toxic situation is not going to help them. It's going to cause them a lot of damage and long-term trauma. Exposing a child to cheating, infidelity, arguments, fights, whatever comes out of that is not going to help them. And in fact, the child is much better off with a single parent or alternating between parents, where each of those parents are happy in themselves. So if you're not happy as a couple, staying in a marriage to protect the child is a misnomer. It doesn't even work. Research shows that a lot of children that are, kept in this kind of situations end up with a lot of trauma, and they have problems with their own relationships. Because basically, the message you're sending to those children is that this is what marriage looks like. Because where do we get our first idea of what marriage is? Where do we get that from? We get that from our parents if they are married, or we get that from the people that are close to us that are married or together in a committed relationship. So if your first experience of a committed relationship is infidelity, cheating, fighting, dysfunction, that's going to be your norm. That's going to feel like that's the normal thing. And that's why people that are born into this kind of toxic situations end up repeating the same patterns. So don't say that you're staying to protect your child. That's not a good reason to stay. A good reason to stay is to want to work things out, is to love the person enough to try to work it out, is to want to make sure that you've done your best before you exit the relationship. That is a good reason to stay.